in your brain. Hey y'all, so it's Wednesday morning, like 11 something in the morning. I have not updated this vlog. I have been reading, I just haven't been liking filming, and I've been stressed out. Last week on Friday during the night, my husband got in a car accident. He's fine. Just bruised up and scrapes and stuff. The car is totaled basically, so we have to wait for the insurance to do their stuff so we can get a new car and that type of stuff. So yeah, but I have been reading. I picked up Raising the Horsemen. The dust jacket's over there. I'm not going to get it. This is by Serena Valentino. As you can see, I'm like basically halfway through the book. It's very good so far. So it's about the long lines of Katarina's in Sleepy Hollow, and she's actually reading the first Katarina's diary, the one we're following in here. She goes by the name Kat. This is set 200 years after Sleepy Hollow, so it's in modern times. They're texting inside this. They're basically in high school and stuff. She just realized that she wanted to break up with her boyfriend, so she's catching feelings for another girl named Isadora Crow. So yeah, it's very good so far. It's very interesting. I love it. I do have a lot of green tabs in here. Green tabs for me are love. Blue is funny. Yellow are quotes, and orange, as you can see, there are a lot of orange so far. Orange is hate or dislike, and it's mainly from Kat's boyfriend. What's his name? I forget his name because he's not very memorable. He is an a-hole. I'm telling you all, he is such a brat. Blake. His name is Blake. Blake is a a-hole. Straight up. Hands down, just an a-hole. I don't like him. But I am thoroughly enjoying it. It reads so fast. I love Serena Valentino's take on the Headless Horseman so far. It is so good. Loving it. I can't wait to see what happens. So that's good. I started The Wrong Girl, Return to Fear Street by R.L. Stine. Of course, it's by R.L. Stine. Fear Streets are Stine books. I read to chapter 7 today. So I'm thinking we're going to read 6 chapters a day. And those are my 2 physical reads for this week. I'm also going to be doing Wings of Fire. I forget who it's by. I will put it up next to me. This is for the prompt for Valrodinia. I was going to read the Kindle book, but I decided to just do audio because I'm not keen on reading on my phone because it gives me headaches. So I don't want to do that. So those are my updates so far. I have not started my audiobook or nothing. I did read up to chapter 7, Return to Fear Street, and I will be picking up Raising the Horsemen probably pretty soon. I am currently on page 140 inside this book. It's chapter 10. Yeah, I'm on chapter 10, page 140 of Raising the Horsemen, and I'm loving it. I need to dive back into it to see what's happening and what's going on. My son is currently playing outside. He's playing in his pool and in the water because it's hot here today. Sadly, no fall feeling vibes today. It sucks. So I'm listening / watching old booktube videos from Melissa, and gonna pick up Raising Horsemen soon. This is a long update, so I will talk to y'all later on today, hopefully. Okay, bye. Hey, so it's Thursday night. It's about to be 8 o'clock. I have not read nothing today. We had to go get my son his Halloween costume, do a few bit of shopping here and there, return some things from our car that we can't use now. Now I'm just laying in bed because I think I got food poisoning from Panda Express, so yay, fun with that. Other than that, I'm doing good. I'm just trying to relax and chill, and I might pop in an audiobook later on. We'll see what happens, or just tomorrow. I got Wings of Fire through audio, so I can do that for my fire prompt for Redenia, so that's a plus. Right now I'm just watching the roomies digest on BookTube and just relaxing as much as I can, because I got tummy cramps from the stupid food poisoning, so yeah. So I'm just relaxing, but I wanted to pop in and do a bit of an update, even though I haven't read, but just letting you guys know what's happening. Bye. Good morning, y'all. So, I have some reading updates. I did not update you for a while. One, didn't really feel like picking up the camera. Two, was spending time with my family because my husband was off for 2 days, so we just spent time together. Yeah, so I did end up finishing Raising the Horseman by Serena Valentino. I gave it a 5 out of 5. If I could give it more, totally will. Her acknowledgments made me cry. They're dedicated to Anne Rice. This whole thing is dedicated to Anne Rice. And I love it so much. And this book was so amazing. As you could tell, I tabbed the crap out of this book. I'm going to be rereading it again for sure. I loved it so much. So this book is about, of course, Ekaterina von Tessel. So in this story, she goes, it's descended from 200 years after what happened with Ichabod and the Headless Horseman. So you're following Kat. That's what she goes by. She doesn't go by Katerina, she goes by Kat. So Kat is a typical normal teenager. She's got a boyfriend. His friends are stupid, basically. Not very smart boys. They go around raising terror in the town. She wants to leave Sleepy Hollow and become a writer. She's constantly reading books. Like, I saw myself in Kat a lot. She's a avid book reader. She loves Edgar Allan Poe. She loves Vincent Price. So, one thing leads to another. She ends up meeting this girl named Isadora Crow, who turns out to be an actual crane. It turns out to be the descendant of Ichabod Crane. So her and Isadora are starting to get super, super close. So they end up dating. So this is a sapphic book. It's super good. Like, the cover on this is just amazing. I want to spray the edges green for this because I think it would look super, super, super amazing with green sprayed edges. I was thinking about defacing the top of the book, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, getting back to the story. So you see the struggles of her trying to figure out her own life, basically, and how she doesn't want to be trapped in Sleepy Hollow forever. Her fears of being trapped in Sleepy Hollow and not moving on and being stuck there like the rest of her family and the rest of her descendants. So that's basically what this is about. You see the love and the compassion sparking between her and Isadora. I thought they were the cutest couple ever. I love them. By the way, the orange tabs in here you can see are things that I hated or disliked. And all the orange tabs in the beginning are because of Blake, Kat's boyfriend at the time. He is the most disgusting jerk ever. The few back here are for Ichabod Crane because he did some very disturbing and disgusting things, especially the way he courted Katerina, the first Katerina. That's what they call her in this book, the first Katerina. The way he courted her to take her away from Brahm, basically. It was just disgusting, and and I'm glad she got her revenge on Ichabod. Her revenge on Ichabod was amazing. I don't know, I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to ruin the book for y'all, but I'm telling you, hands down, pick this up. This is a perfect book for the fall season, for Halloween. I will definitely be rereading it, especially throughout the year. I'll probably reread it again next year, at least maybe twice. I love this book so much. It was so amazing, and Serena Valentino's writing is just superior. It's like chef's kiss, y'all. If you like her villain series, you'll definitely love this. And she did leave it off on a cliffhanger, so I'm hoping she writes more about Kat and Isadora, because I would love to see another book from her in this Sleepy Hollow realm. I would love it so much. Okay, moving on. Yesterday I was on some like reading sprints with Bonnie. We weren't live or anything. We were just hanging out, just doing some reading. She was reading and writing. So I was reading Return to Fear Street, The Wrong Girl. I made it to chapter 21, page 141 in this book. So I have this chunk right here to go. We're planning on hanging out and reading again today to get to part 3. This book is very good so far. Like, it's hard to put it down because he leaves every chapter off on a cliffhanger, so you want to know what happens. It's about all these kids right here. Poppy is like the main girl of the group. I don't know if these kids are extremely bored in Shadyside. I don't know if Shadyside is that much of a boring town, but these kids are doing some stuff that they should never do, like plan a robbery. In the beginning of it, she's talking about the robbery. Her now boyfriend Jack gives her a gun, and she points it at the clerk, and it goes off. That's where the prologue ends. They stage a car accident because she wants to get revenge on a girl named Rose that took her spot in the school play. So it's like a bunch of stupid high school drama crap, but for once R.L. Stine didn't make the parents in this book be oblivious and stupid. He actually made them smart, and they punished their kids. Her friend Ivy is like super punished. She didn't even get to go to New York for her modeling career. Poppy had to get a job, but she ended up getting fired because she did something stupid. Jeremy, no, they didn't say what happened to Jeremy. And Manny probably got in pretty bad trouble because his brother is a cop. So, yeah. Just so many things happening in this book. It does remind me a little bit of I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know if this came out before that movie, but it definitely has that type of vibes inside of it. Well, this totally came after it. This was in 2018. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's a super fast read. I can't wait to see what happens. You do know that things don't go as planned for these kids. They do these pranks because they want to be YouTube famous, and something always goes wrong inside their pranks, basically. So what's going to conspire in this one? Where I left off at is when Jack was telling them about his plan to rob this store, because he's seen online that this kid was robbing a store, but it turned out that the store owner was in on the joke and everything so he could get more publicity for his store. So that's what he's trying to tell them. I have a feeling he's not going to say nothing to the store owner that he wants to do this to, and it's going to blow up in their face. And Poppy's ex-boyfriend Keith, I don't know what's wrong with him, but he seriously needs help. He's like mentally, he's not there, because he's like drinking all the time and he's cutting himself. And she thinks he's like a goody two shoes, scared to do anything, and this boy is completely different. She doesn't know anything about him. So yeah, it's weird and crazy. So can't wait to see what happens in that. And then, because I got to a certain part in that book, because we're buddy reading the book, me, Bonnie, and Alicia are buddy reading it, I picked up It's Alive, It's Alive. This is number 7 in Slappy's world. I got to page 84, chapter 17 of this book. It's very interesting so far, very sci-fi heavy. There are parts in this book where you think something weird is happening and it turns out to be Livy's dreams. It follows a girl named Livy Jones and her best friend Gates War was. So they're part of the robotics team at school, and they built this robot right here named Francine, and some weird stuff starts happening. Francine is doing stuff that they don't program. Her parents are super high-tech people. They're super big science people. So they take apart Francine because some stuff was conspiring, and she goes down to the basement where her parents' lab is. They have a rule: she's not allowed to go down to the basement unless she's invited by her parents. She sneaks down there with her best friend Gates, and she finds out that her dad might be a robot or not. So I don't know if her parents are robots and they program Francine to do some weird, creepy stuff because they dabble in artificial intelligence, or if her mom is just a scientist and made her dad an artificial intelligence person and says that that's Livy's dad, which is really not Livy's dad. We'll see what happens though. I'm definitely going to finish this today because I don't have that much more to read. I just have this little chunk right here. So for sure be finishing this today. Getting further into Fear Street. Return to Fear Street, The Wrong Girl. And that is my reading update. I know it was super long. I know this clip is super long. I'm so sorry. But I literally have not updated y'all in a while. And I needed to. I'm sorry if this reading vlog is like super sporadic, but I've been going under a lot of stress lately. If you know from my previous clip of what happened to my husband, he's doing fine now. He's still a little bit sore, but other than that, he's fine. We're just waiting for the insurance to call us and let us know what's happening with the car. So I'm going to get off here. I will chat with y'all later. I'll more than likely do another update before today ends. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to get off here. I'm going to finish watching some booktube until Bonnie and Alicia can get on and we can chat and read and do all that fun stuff. So I will update y'all later. Okay, bye. Hey y'all, so sorry if you can hear this. I'm watching Princesses Live. So I just finished Fear Street, Return to Fear Street, Wrong Girl. 5 out of 5, hands down. This is one of my favorite Stein books that I have read to date. Very, 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 very stressful. This book was so stressful. I couldn't put it down. I really needed to know what these kids were up to, what was going to happen to Poppy, what was happening. I did figure out who did it. It wasn't that hard to figure out who did it, of course. But loved this book. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed this book so much. So this is about Poppy and her friends, Ivy, Manny, Jeremy, Keith, and the new bad boy Jack. So They're bored in Shadyside. They have nothing to do. They want to, become famous, like YouTube famous, basically. So they start doing pranks. They call themselves the Shadyside Shades. One thing leads to another. The pranks don't go as planned, and people start getting hurt inside of their pranks. So good. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Stein books. I can't wait to see what the next one in this is going to be like. I don't think it's going to top this one. This one, hands down, was really good. And I loved the first one. The dual timeline, her being trapped inside of a, like, time loop and stuff, that was good. But this one was really, really, really good. And, oh, so good. The only thing I hate about Poppy is she is a total B to her sister. She's the biggest B word to her sister ever. She constantly is saying that her sister's ugly, that her sister's fat, that she can't act, she needs to do this, she needs to find her own friends. When her sister does end up finding friends, she gets pissed off because it's her enemy. So, yeah. But it's so good, y'all. It was such a good book. Loved it. Now, for Fear Street, Don't Stay Up Late, I'm DNFing it for now. I read Party Games already, as you all know. The beginning of this month or the end of last month I read it. But I'm DNFing Don't Stay Up Late only because the topic is hitting home. And hitting too close to home. So, as many of you know, my husband was in a car accident recently. He's fine. But this is talking about a car accident. And it's hitting too close to home. And I really don't want to read that. I don't want to read that stuff in my books right now. So, I'm DNFing Don't Stay Up Late for now. I might go back to it in the future. But for now, it's a DNF for me. So, I have one book left on my October TBR, which is Pumpkin Queen. I'm going to start Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. I'm going to start that tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. To finish off Sprints for Princess, or I might hang out with Bonnie and Alicia, because Bonnie wants to hang out, so I think I'm going to hang out with them. I might start listening to Small Spaces. This is a reread for me. I have read it before. I have the audio through the library, and I really want to do the audio, so I might do that. But as for physical reading, my next physical read is going to be Pumpkin Queen. So, this is the end of my vlog. I know it was super short. I didn't update a lot. I've been super stressed out and just not wanting to pick up the camera because I've been so stressed out. So, sorry about that, y'all. I'm going to try to be better next week. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I can do a whole another week instead of half of a week. We'll just see what's going to happen with my schedule and everything. But this is the end of the vlog. I will talk to y'all later. Remember to be kind to others out there. Be kind to yourself. And go on your next book adventure. Okay, bye.
If I could begin to be half of what you think of.